When you think about a huge construction project, what's the one thing that can just quietly wreck the budget? It's not the heavy machinery, it's not even the labor costs. Nope. It's something way more basic. It's what happens to all the materials after they get dropped off at the job site. And believe me, it's a much bigger deal than you might think.
All right, let's just chew on this number for a second. Take the entire budget for any construction project you can imagine. A staggering 50 to 60% of it, yep, more than half, is just the raw cost of materials. We're talking the steel, the concrete, the wiring, all of it. That's a massive investment just sitting there before a single paycheck is even written.
So, okay, you've spent all this money, maybe millions, on materials. The trucks have come and gone, and now it's all piled up on your job site. So the real question is, what happens now? Because this is the moment that huge investment is just totally exposed. This is where all those hidden costs start to sneak in. And that brings us to what I call the chaos cascade. It's this crazy domino effect, right? One seemingly tiny issue in how materials are handled, well, it doesn't stay small. It triggers a chain reaction of bigger and bigger problems, sending costs through the roof and throwing the whole schedule off track. And you can really see the two worlds here, side by side. On the left, you've got the disorganized site. It's probably pretty familiar, right? Materials just left out in the open, crews wasting hours just trying to find what they need, and stuff getting damaged or even walking off the site. But look at the right. This isn't some fantasy. This is just good management. With proper storage and a clear inventory, you go from reacting to chaos to being in control. So where is all this waste and loss actually coming from? Well, it almost always boils down to one of these four things. You've got poor storage. I mean, think about pallets of drywall left out in a surprise rainstorm. Totally useless. Then there's over-ordering, just in case, which usually just creates a bigger mess. Of course, you've got the unfortunate reality of theft and vandalism. And finally, something as simple as a delivery delay. Each one of these is like a slow, steady leak in your project's budget. And this is where it gets really painful. Because when the materials aren't where they need to be when they need to be there, the entire project grinds to a halt. The whole work sequence is broken. You'll have specialized, expensive crews showing up, ready to work, but they can't do a thing. So you're literally paying skilled people to stand around and wait. Productivity just craters. And that's how deadlines get missed. Okay, so we've laid out the problem. It's messy, it's expensive, it's chaotic. But the good news? The solution is actually pretty straightforward. It's not some crazy complex thing. It really just boils down to a simple two-part approach to take back control. So what are we even talking about here? What is material control? Well, it's not just about counting boxes. It's a whole system. It starts way back at the planning stage, moves through purchasing and handling, and it doesn't stop until that very last piece is installed. And the goal is super simple. Cut your losses and boost your efficiency. So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, here are the two big moves. First, proper planning. This isn't about guesstimates. This is about knowing exactly what you need and, crucially, when you need it. You schedule deliveries on a just-in-time basis so your site isn't a cluttered, vulnerable mess. And second, diligent tracking. The second that truck arrives, you need a system to know where everything is. Could be a simple QR code scan, whatever works. The point is knowing exactly where that box of fixtures is at all times. And that's how you completely get rid of that classic job site question, hey, has anyone seen the... Okay, so you do all this, you put this control system in place. What's the payoff? Well, let me tell you, it is way bigger than just saving a bit of cash on some 2x4s. This is about completely changing the efficiency of your entire operation. I mean, look at this. The picture could not be clearer. That first bar, that's your project cost ballooning because of poor management. All those delays, all that waste, it all adds up. But that second bar? That's what happens when you have a grip on your materials. You get control over your total project cost. And that gap between the two, that's not just savings. That's pure profit going straight back to your bottom line. So let's just wrap up what that payoff really looks like. It all starts with having way better control over your costs. That directly leads to a more efficient site because your crews aren't just standing around. When the site is more efficient, you get fewer project delays, keeping you right on schedule. And when you put all that together, well, the end result is a much healthier, much more profitable project. And I'm going to leave you with this one thought because it just nails the whole point perfectly. The most expensive material on any job site is the one you have to buy twice. It doesn't matter if it was lost, damaged, or stolen. Having to rebuy something is a 100% loss. Mastering material management isn't just about good logistics. It's about protecting your project's financial health from the ground up.